Hello and welcome. I'm Tony, and I wanted to invite you to follow along with me on this short behind the scenes of my latest animated piece of content for LinkedIn. Um, what you see here is a piece that was kind of inspired by the concept of stop consuming, start creating. So here it is. Stop consuming, start creating. All right, so let's go ahead and just kind of dive into how I was able to create this. So basically, the concept came from going through LinkedIn. As I typically do on the morning, I'll read through social media posts on LinkedIn, and somebody was talking about the concept of putting your phone down or reinvesting your time with your screen time. Basically, turning that consumption time into creation time. So screen time might not necessarily be a bad thing if you're utilizing it in a beneficial way. So that got me thinking, and I just kind of wanted to riff off that concept of stop consuming, start creating. And I wanted to kind of not just think about it and consume it. I wanted to take action and create something off of it. So that's when I decided to create this short animation in After Effects. So everything was created and designed in After Effects, and I'll show you kind of a little behind the scenes on how it was done. So basically, I opened up After Effects, and I basically just started drawing some balls onto the screen. And what I did was I drew, oops, where's my camera? I drew these 2, 4, 6, 7 balls. And I wanted them to have their own kind of rainbow-ish color. So I made them all their own color. And then what I did was I started to animate them. Basically, I was kind of playing around with this idea that the white ball in the center was representative of a person, and then these colored spheres that kind of lay outside are content, so photos, videos, blogs, any of these kind of pieces of content online that we get consumed with. So they're out floating in space, and the person at the center, this white orb, begins to suck them into themselves and consume them. So initially what I had was that these balls would kind of just move and then get consumed as they kind of gravitated and got sucked into this main orb in the center. But I didn't feel like that was very dynamic, so I wanted to kind of take it to the next level. And that's when I ended up taking all these balls and grouping them to a null, and then adding just a little bit of a rotation so that they would twist and give it a little bit of a spiral pull in. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So they begin to slowly start to turn and then rotate until they get consumed by that orb on the center. You'll see that as the orb consumes these balls, that it is kind of the volume is kind of flickering and expanding and contracting, trying to kind of convey the concept of them kind of getting pulled and absorbed into this main orb. In addition to the visuals, I wanted to add an extra layer of context by adding some text to the screen just to help people get the concept even quicker. So I had this animated text on here. Basically, it just slides in, stop consuming, and then I let this play through until that concept has basically came to an end. And then the next part is start creating, and that's when the sphere then shrinks in anticipation and then expands and explodes to let out all of the balls back into the universe as an example of trying to communicate the idea of creating and putting things out into the world. and they also spin out. So then, in addition to this, Black Friday deals are going on. So I actually snatched up a plugin that I'd been looking at for quite some time called Deep Glow. And so what I wanted to do is test that out with this piece of content. So I downloaded that and applied it. And so let me go ahead and turn that on. So now you can see all these balls kind of have this nice glow to them, and I'm really liking Deep Glow. It's definitely a pretty awesome plugin. So if you're a motion graphics artist, I highly recommend giving it a try. So then now we have this glow. I also added a little bit of a gradient background just to kind of give more appeal to the scene, and to also help kind of emphasize the concept of when you consume, you're basically sucking out the color of the world, and when you're consuming, it just everything goes black. You're not creating color, you're taking it away. So then once it explodes, then that color reveals itself back, and maybe, come on, there we go. And now the background is colorful and glowing as well. Let's see. Another thing that I wanted to just quickly touch on was, let me turn this glow off just to speed things up, is you'll see that these balls are actually kind of stretching out a little bit. And in order to achieve this effect, I added a plugin or a script called Smear by Battle Axe. And basically I wanted to kind of pay tribute to my love and appreciation for 2D animation, and basically a smear is like a 2D motion blur. When things begin to travel at high speeds in animation, they tend to stretch, and so I thought that that smear and that elongated look might really kind of come into a nice play here as these were kind of exploding out. So you'll see them stretch and then kind of go back to their initial shape. The last thing I'd like to just kind of touch on was I've been really wanting to incorporate my own voice into my motion graphics, so I thought this would be a good piece of content to explore that with. Let me turn that off. Here we go. So what I did is I added I forget what they're always called. Let me look. A audio spectrum down here at the bottom, and it also has a glow on it, but let me just show you. So this is an audio spectrum. I recorded my voice in Adobe Audition, and then edited it down to my favorite take, and then placed it inside of After Effects, added this audio spectrum just so that it can have this human touch to this digital world. I'm trying to combine the human element with the digital element so that things are just not completely digital. I just think it makes it a little bit more personable. So I have my voice playing in the background. It's playing on this audio spectrum just to hopefully, if somebody's playing this and they don't listen to the audio, they might listen to it now after seeing that there is some kind of something being said in here. Is my hope. So I don't know if it's true or not. Let me know if you watch the video and you decide to listen with the audio after seeing this. Be curious to know that. So then after I've styled this and I have it kind of playing, I added the glows to it as well, just to kind of keep up the kind of visual harmony of everything in the scene. And yeah, I think that pretty much touches on most of this stuff. I want to keep it under 10 minutes. So yeah, love to know your thoughts. If you have any questions, please hit me up. If you find yourself needing content or social media content for your social channels, and you think the animation could help educate, entertain, or inspire your audience, please feel free to reach out to me and we could chat about your projects. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye. Stop consuming. Start creating.